Hi, folks. We're back with our first guest, and before I introduce him, I think it's very important to mention that for those of you that have a life and don't know the history of talk shows, David Letterman has had, as have other hosts, has had the same guest on each of his shows, and that was Bill Murray. He was on Late Night, the first episode, and then he was on The Late Show when Dave moved to CBS. There have been 3 versions of this show.
Yes.
And on each version, I have had, well, Mr. Petitfils here, who I'm going to introduce. Well, I just kind of did. Roy was the really the co-host of The Big Show with Christopher Meaux. That was the name.
Christopher Meaux.
I found the documents for that, and
documents.
Well, they saved on a disc. Wasn't a real document.
Of course.
This ain't the same.
They're not in the Library of Congress.
No. This show will be. This show will be.
Oh, you can bet.
It'll be under their criminal file.
It'll be in our excommunication hearing.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to keep it clean. And then the second show, for various reasons, we did one, and he was the host. I mean, the guest, and that's probably why I did one. But I felt like he had to be the guest there again, and so on 3.0, EAUXO, Roy Petitfils is here. Welcome.
Thank you, man.
What you trying to do? You have trouble with the chair back?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make the chair back fit, but apparently I won't do that, so that's okay.
Now I think it's important before we start. We are uncomfortably close for heterosexual males.
We're trying not
and
to
we're
touch
trying
us.
not to touch each other, which believe me, neither of us want to. But yeah, we're that close on here because of just the camera angle.
And I know it doesn't look that way.
Yeah, it may not look that way to you, but dear God, help us. So anyway, how you doing?
I'm awesome.
You're awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you on the show.
I'm
And
very glad to be here.
What?
Very glad to be here.
Yeah, speak into this. This microphone, it's not very sensitive.
That's right.
God, it's from Japan. Is Hong Kong in Japan? I feel
think it's in China.
I feel geography.
I think it's in China.
It's in China. Well, people don't watch this for the
Along
education.
with all the American money, apparently.
Yeah. Everything is made in China.
It is. It is.
Oh, man.
Max asked me that the other day. He said, my oldest son, Max, he said, Dad, is everything made in China?
Did he really ask?
Yes, he did. I said, apparently.
He's a smart kid to be able to,
He sees it on all his-
glean that because, wow. It seems like everything. I mean, this is actually, wow! I'm sorry.
Come here, little
Well, look, oh my God. He just took
this.
Look at that. We've got us a little,
Watch and see if he can fit in the,
yeah, he's the violent little critter. We should have called him Wolverine. It's the Big Show with Chris Meaux mascot. His name is Cosmo. And, oh my gosh. This is just... You can't write television like this, can you? Or whatever. It's not television.
The mascot.
You know what would be better?
What?
Calling him the Mass Cat.
Oh.
Because he's a cat.
Dale. That was a Dale.
No.
That would have been a Dale.
He who shall not be named. Oh, dear Lord. Oh,
That's
man.
getting edited out.
Well, we're going to keep it. It ain't like he can watch it.
Right.
Okay. Hopefully. That might have to go. That might have to go. Oh, man.
Okay. Now
So,
we're knee touching again.
Yeah.
Back on topic.
Please don't play It's Raining Men in your minds, folks, because God help us all. But anyway, so now we talked the last time you were here on the show that was on for like 2 or 3 hours.
That's right.
Take it down.
We're gonna keep this one short.
This one's gonna be no. It was. I had to take it down because of various reasons. Yeah, he's gnawing on my thigh right now, my calf. By the way, the cat, not the one. Help us. But the last time we talked about your work, and just briefly, you are a counselor, you are an author, you are a speaker, you are a bicyclist, you are a gymnast, you're not a bicyclist? No. Would it be accurate to say that you're a pyromaniac?
That would be.
But you don't get paid for that, except with joy.
No, just for.
But you're a local counselor and author, and we are both. Although you're actually a published author, and I make that distinction because it's the only one there is. But you're a published author, and so I think too. I said this in the not so big show, which I don't think many people watch. Mom, thanks for watching, by the way. That you're an excellent conversationalist. So far,
Do what I can.
we'll see what happens.
Try to be a blessing.
You try to be. I'm a blessing. I'm a blessing to everyone.
Some don't see me that way.
Well, those people.
I know it's hard to believe.
I believe it. Let's talk about this now. Last time you were here, we talked about work, and I think it was kind of. I enjoyed it, but it was heavy.
It was a little heavy.
Your work ain't exactly fluff. It isn't light.
People don't pay me $100 an hour to come in and say I am doing awesome.
Correct. Oh, dear Lord, he pushes his clients.
And I just wanted to come in and blow an hour of my time and $100 of my money to just tell you how great life is.
Right.
That's right.
So
it's heavy.
So it's heavy.
But it's great. I enjoy it. It doesn't, because of the confidentiality of it, it doesn't make conversation in general. But so what did you want? What did you want to talk about today?
Well, I don't know. I just talk about stuff, but let me general things. First of all, for the home viewer that might be wondering, do you, with that kind of schedule you have, I mean, you can make your own kind of, you set your own schedule.
I do, and so I've been home all day.
Home all day, and
when is it Friday?
What's the vacation looking like for y'all? I mean, you're able to go when you want.
Yeah, well, Mindy just got a job teaching high school virtually, so she's going to be a virtual high school teacher, which is great. Same salary benefits that she was making in the traditional brick and mortar school, and staying at home. Not quite as flexible as we thought, but we're going to go to the beach in a few weeks, and we bring our camper. We like to go camping. And there's a campground in Destin called Camping on the Gulf, and there's about 15 spots that you literally camp on the Gulf. You park on the sand. And it's awesome.
It's very nice.
Of course, that would be like the antithesis of happiness for you.
What? No.
What's not to like about it? The sand, the sun, the surf, the heat,
it's
the humidity.
It's not so much those things as it is all of them.
Combined to make it a little house of pain for you.
Well, it's just that my people, the Norse and Irish,
your people,
my peeps. Because I have Norse blood in me, folks. I like to fancy. I don't know why fancy is the word, but I've been saying it a lot, and
it has, and it's not manly. I just should say that.
It's like you need like. I fancy a bit of tea. Hello, tea. It's after 3, isn't it? Dear. No, but I don't because I burn easily, and I think I mentioned that in the monologue that went on for a long time. But
I do too. I got to be careful, obviously, involved.
Your head.
But I do like to work out in my yard a lot. So, when I left the seminary, it was kind of like you're trying to do 3 things: be a wonderful, unemployed 18th century gentleman, cut grass, or teach religion. And so I cut grass. And then eventually planted. So, and I've kind of enjoyed it. So much of what I do for a living is, talking. It's ethereal. It's good to just kind of get my hands in and do stuff. So I'm out in the sun. That's a little bit every day for the most part.
And you have to wear a hat, I would guess.
I don't wear a hat.
You don't?
I'm sure a dermatologist and I are going to have that conversation soon.
I was just wondering if you're curious with this thing that I think it's a recent discovery called cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but yeah, my dad doesn't believe in that. He works in the sun a lot with his horses, and he's got some little skin cancer, and I don't know if that's a little thing.
Just a little.
He's got a little skin cancer. Ain't big. I didn't mean
tuberculosis.
I didn't mean.
Which is the disease of the saints.
That's right.
They all had it.
If you could get one.
If you're gonna get one and assure yourself of sanctity,
it would be the TB.
We're gonna be sued by the TB Society. I'm
we're
sure.
out.
American United.
Good thing they're not a sponsor.
Tuberculosis.
Yeah. TB was also I'll bring in my English knowledge, which is limited, and useless. Well, this was the disease of Edgar Allan Poe's family. His mother, who died, he watched her, and then also his cousin wife, which maybe it was from Generate. I'm not sure. A little harsh, but yeah, that was the disease that they died from.
Tuberculosis.
Why did we go down the slope of terminal?
I'm not
Is
real
it terminal?
Sure.
Do you die from that?
I don't know if you definitely die from that these days. That's a good question. I need to put that on my Google list.
I think.
have one of those. It's like I'll think of stuff all day long, and I need to Google that.
Google that.
And so I just kind of send myself a text message, and when I'm sitting down in the evening, and basically I don't want to visit with my family. What are you doing, Dad? Oh, I'm working.
Working like a.
Why are you Googling tuberculosis?
Well,
because I wanted to.
Someone's got to.
Someone's got to do it. Bring it to the masses.
No, I do that too, except I don't make a list, but I think of things, and find out I do a lot of Googling. Our mask hat is now on the table. My wife's going to love that. Thank God it's out of the shop. So, summer, y'all take the camper. Have you named the camper? You don't have a name for it.
No, we didn't name the camper.
There's an ancient naval.
We do have a name for the camper, actually. And it's called Expensive.
It's expensive.
Debt. That's what.
So you haven't paid that off.
Oh no.
That was a
10-year deal. And, unlike most, though, this last year, notwithstanding, unlike most people, we probably do use ours a good bit and get our money's worth out of it. We use it a lot. So it's neat, instead of getting a condo, we'll bring our camper down there, get just as soon light fire to an oil field for all the gas we're going to burn going down there, but oh well.
You save hotel money, kind of.
That's right.
And it's a nice camper. I've been in there. It's a nice, very nice. And these are some of the best hosts, folks. You think I'm a good host? You're wrong. Well, this may be kind of environment because I don't have to do anything. But when you want to be hosted by somebody who will actually serve you, they go in their camper. We've had a good time.
Since I've gotten married, I got a PhD in serving.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Just let me say it right here so somebody can hear it. That's the title of the new book. That must be. He's plugging it before he's written it.
No.
Marriage, a PhD in service. That's not a bad title.
No, my wife.
I want to.
I wait on her hand and foot.
You do, and I'm working on that. Not on waiting on your wife, because that would be scandalous. But
yes,
we did go to a movie together once. His wife.
Yeah.
But I tried to.
Didn't leave the movie together.
It was the dollar cinema. I'm not sure what happened to her actually. She made it out alive. But yeah, so the camping, y'all are going to visit the beach. Now you and I are both movie fans, and we often pick on each other about numerous things because just knowing each other, and any of you know us, it's not like there's a lack of ammunition.
Correct.
But you're a fan of movies that take place in reality, unlike myself. And I don't generally. I see it wasting money on a movie that is in a real setting. So I do the big budget Hollywood movies,
right.
And you don't particularly. You watch, like, for example, one of your favorite movies, Gandhi, correct? I think
I knew this was going.
You knew I was going to bring it up.
I wasn't sure how I was going to get slammed.
That was.
I did like the movie Gandhi.
You did like Gandhi.
I did. I like Gandhi. I mean, so yeah, I like the movie.
And I personally have nothing against Gandhi.
Right.
Nor, let's say, for example, Mother Teresa. And I would watch a movie about Mother Teresa, but I don't know. I just you own.
I don't think there is a movie about
there
it.
Should be.
There should be. I'm sure they're working on it.
I think they are. They're working on a movie about the Navy SEAL. This is in the news. The Team 6. They want to make that into a movie.
Ah, yes.
And they were given unprecedented access by President Obama.
I bet they
I think they're going to call it the Abominator because he was responsible for that.
Right.
No.
The SEALs actually came out. I don't know how political you want our conversation
to be. It doesn't have to be.
There was some very. Maybe they were retired. There was at least one retired SEAL and one active SEAL who came out and was not very excited that Obama took as much credit for that.
It seems to me, and man, here we go. We are getting political, but why not? It seems to me it's kind of like saying to the water boy when you go get you just had a great steak, like maybe at Mr. Lester's,
right?
And the water guy, because it's like you get a waiter for everything.
Yeah.
And the water guy comes over and he's like, would you like some more water? And you say, just let me know before you give me that water. You did a really great job with that steak. And he's like, I just bring you the water. And I kind of see it as the same.
Yeah, that's right.
Having just offended a many of the guys.
That's right. Or the hostess even.
Or the hostess.
The same thing to the hostess.
You did a great job with that steak. And she's like, have it in. Thanks for
bringing it.
Right. But anyway, so Gandhi, have you caught any recent? You haven't caught any recent movies.
No, I haven't. I watch a bit of Discovery Channel.
A bit. Now the other night.
a bit. Just a tad.
The other night you reconnected your TiVo.
Yes.
I think I remember witnessing that. Boy, if I'd filmed that.
Special.
And have you, because you predicted you'd be addicted to it again.
Right.
You've been watching
And I
a lot.
haven't. So
Yeah,
that's been good.
That's good. What's the Discovery Channel favorites?
Dual Survival, which it looks like they're going to come out with a new episode, a new season, minus one of the characters who were on there.
No.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, for those of you who watch the show, Cody Lundin, the guy who lives out in Arizona, the hippie who lives off the land, off the grid, and then Dave Canterbury, who is the ex-Army sniper out of Ohio. Anyway, Dave's not coming back. Cody will be back, but they're going to get a new person to replace Dave.
You can't
He was my
replace
favorite.
Dave.
I hate to say that, but I thought they were just kind of bonding together.
Yeah.
And, they still had their differences. So that and Deadliest Catch.
Deadliest Catch. Now, real quick, I watched 2 episodes of Dual Survivor, and the one that I like is Dave. I don't like the other guy. I was watching that alligator one.
That's right. Yeah.
And that was fabulous. And the whole thing where he kills the alligator, Dave kills the alligator,
Yes.
and he, the other guy, made a big fuss over it, if you will. And I was like, he should leave the show. And so the other guys, that's disappointing.
The show, I think the Discovery Network got a little hand slap from the state of Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries because they did not have a tag to kill that alligator. Because in a survival situation, if you're fighting for your life, you need to go and apply for a tag.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you need to, you're trying, and that was the whole point. He wasn't trying to exterminate an alligator. They were trying to show that this is what you could do to live, and there's a lot of meat on one. It's pretty cool that it was filmed about 70 miles from where we sit now.
That's neat. Awesome.
And that they were in a pit of water moccasins. That was neat.
That was neat.
So yeah, that's what I like to watch.
So you like to watch that. And now Deadliest Catch, one of the captains died, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Phil Harris died 2 seasons ago. Correct.
Yeah.
A lot of drama there. But.
And did he have a son who was also a captain, or was going to take
2 sons that took over? Yeah.
And so now
Jake and one of the other. I forgot the other guy's name. Yeah. So they're kind of floundering a little bit.
No pun intended there.
I haven't seen. Yeah, they don't fish for fish, but I'll tell you what I have been into. You're going to really appreciate this. I've been nose diving again into this 3-series biography of Teddy Roosevelt. How much do you? I don't know how much you know about Teddy Roosevelt. Fascinating man. Not enough.
Don't know enough.
Bidets, a lot. Teddy Roosevelt, not so much.
That's good. That's good.
Out of there.
Oh, I was going to say Batman, Moore, Teddy Roosevelt. Now
this is an all-around guy.
Now he was what, a senator or something? No.
One of the 4 on Mount Rushmore. Most people don't know that.
I did not know that. I'm thinking of Teddy Kennedy.
Mount Rushmore. Washington, Lincoln, Andrew Jackson, and Teddy Roosevelt.
Now, so you've been watching this series on
No, I've been reading.
Or it's a book.
Been reading, yeah.
And
first one won a Pulitzer Prize, The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt by Edmund Morris. Then Theodore Rex, and then Colonel Roosevelt's the one I'm getting ready to start, the final one. So, fascinating stuff.
Yeah, now he...
Real cool. I didn't realize what a connection we had. He's responsible for all the national parks and most of them, and preserving. There was he was a part of legislation, active in legislation that gave the president this sort of autonomy to protect lands at whim.
Right.
And when he was, little did he know, he would one day be president and would do most of that. So most of our national parks and whatnot that we have today, you can give him credit for, which is great, and we love it. People at home are snoozing.
I'm sorry.
We can edit that out.
No, that's not bad. I was going to say that you have to name your camper Teddy. I think that would be Teddy.
Teddy.
After Teddy. What's now? What president was he? Because I failed that too.
The 26th.
26th. Failed geography, geometry,
and apparently civics.
Well,
and U.S. history.
The guy we had teaching civics was a bit of a.
Yeah, he was president at the turn of the century, 1901 to 1909, I think. Maybe he was vice president before that.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I know these things. But
the president who was in office, was assassinated, and he took over and then went 2 terms. But great guy.
Great guy. And so this, if I were to ask this question, what political figure would you want to have dinner with? Would be Teddy?
Oh, without question. Without question.
Lincoln wouldn't be on there.
Yeah, Gerald Ford, not so much. Gerald Ford. would like to sit down with the presidents who have been, and I am not an intellectual. I'm above average intelligence.
I will agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not the village idiot, but I'm not an intellectual. But I would like to sit down with the men who, even like a Clinton. I don't think anyone would misconstrue George W. for an intellectual. I think it was Clinton was. Teddy Roosevelt clearly was.
Clinton an intellectual. That's surprising.
Al Gore is too. I mean, the intellectual, heady guys can talk about a lot of different things.
He created the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I heard.
Yeah.
Apparently, no small amount of humility comes along with being an intellectual.
No, he created the internet and global warming. But we're not going to
Hey.
I don't know. Dinosaur farts.
Dinos.
That's true. I don't make it up. I just report on it. That's my gig.
Wow.
I think Clinton's a fascinating guy, even though I disagree with him on all issues. Yeah. Well, not all, but the big ones. But I'd like to sit down with him. He's got to have some stories.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take a break, folks, and we'll be back in a minute with more Roy Petitfils. We're going to take this cat and drop kick it across the street.
Bye-bye.
And you might see it outside your window, and we'll be back.